The scores came out one-sided. Was it one-sided in your head all along?
Yeah, I think that I clearly won. I think there was maybe around like 5-6 where I maybe was slowed down. I always like to be the devil's advocate, right? And think like, okay, like maybe they gave her that round, maybe they gave her that round, just to keep myself on my toes and punching. But I didn't think they could have given her more than 2 rounds.
You mentioned earlier this week that you didn't know really what to expect from Mary in terms of her punching power. What did it feel like? Were you surprised?
She has power. I can definitely feel the size difference, from smaller weights. She doesn't have, the difference is in the smaller weights you have a lot of punches, right? A lot of volume. When she let go, there was power behind her shots. It wasn't as consistent, it wasn't as high of a punch count, but when she did let the shots go, I had to make sure my hands were up. And she caught me a good amount of times, but I think that credits to my conditioning. I've always been able to take shots. You guys have always seen me. I've never been like the most defensive fighter. I can definitely take a shot.
Was she the most powerful fighter that you ever fought?
I definitely think she has one of the strongest punches, yeah. I would say that. Yeah, for sure. I think that I never really felt much of Sandy's power punches, but I could feel hers.
And overall, it was, I think, your first visit to Montreal for a fight. Did you enjoy your week in the city? Did you enjoy the boxing public in Montreal and everything?
I didn't get to see a lot. I only got here Monday, but I am staying for the weekend, so I'll let you know.
Okay.
But I hope to have a lot of fun. I'm going to go explore.
The big question, of course, go back to 147, stay in 154. What's the plan?
So I've never been in this position, and for a minute I thought I was going to have to choose, but I may not have to choose. They might give me an opportunity to go down, fight Lauren Price for undisputed, and then come back and defend one of the 3 belts. I'm not sure which one, but obviously I would love to do both. If they're going to allow me to do both, I'm not the type of fighter who hops around and takes forever to do things. I'll go down, fight Lauren Price, and come right back up in 6 months and defend these belts. That's the kind of fighter I am. So if they allow me to do that, I will.
You've said that you wanted to be undisputed champion. The shortest cut, I would think, would be fighting O'Shea Jones, who's the IBF champion, a fellow former Olympian. Is that a fight that would be interesting to you?
I love O'Shea Jones. I consider her one of my great best friends. I really do. And I didn't think I'd be coming up to 154 this quick. It was kind of like an unexpected thing because I couldn't get the fight with Lauren Price. But me and O'Shea have talked about it before. We said, you might as well make money with your friends versus your enemies. So if we have to pull together and fight one day, then I think she's going to be, we're both businesswomen, so we'll make it happen. I think first is first. I want to go down and go undisputed against Lauren Price. It's a big fight. I think I'd be leaving a lot of money on the table, not doing that right away. So we'll go see. But I'll leave it up to my team to kind of negotiate, and whatever opportunity is available quickest, we'll get done.
I'm curious because this was I think your most aggressive I've ever seen you. Were you surprised at how you were able to back up Mary Spencer and push her back for most of the fight?
No, because that's how Kofi Gentoo has been training me. If you guys know, remember, I only started training with Kofi about a year ago, and that's his style. He wanted more volume. He wanted me to be able to follow up on my punches, not just throw a 3-punch combination and pull back out and reset. He wanted me to be able to keep going and follow up. And so I knew with my conditioning that I'd be able to push her back in spurts. Even though she's strong and maybe a bit heavier, her body's heavier, my conditioning was going to overpower her, and I knew I'd be able to push her back.
It's always a question when we cover women's fighting, especially in this jurisdiction where the Athletic Commission doesn't allow 3 minutes round. What's your take on 3 minutes round for women's fighting?
I think that I used to have a different view on it, right? I used to say, okay, well, if they're not going to pay us any different, then why would we push to do more? We're not going to get the same treatment as them anyway. But now I've realized that the women in this generation, we're the pioneers, right? We're always going to have to do a little bit more. We're going to have to do give more than we receive at this point to sort of make a change for the next generation. So, we'll have to push the 3-minute rounds. We're not going to get paid for it. We're not going to get a pat on the back for it, But over time, I think it'll help develop women's boxing and help us close that gap of equality. So, we'll see if they allow us to do it. I've tried to do it with opponents before, but they didn't really get on board. So you gotta want to do it.
I presume you'd be very comfortable.
Yeah, I think I do have the style. I think not a lot of people do. Not everyone does, but I think I definitely have it.
Did you feel you will stop her tonight? Because this is the impression we get.
Yeah, so I think the hooks over the top were money. Those were landing really clean. I probably should have started that maybe a round or two sooner. And yeah, I could have. Maybe a little bit more time, exactly, a little bit more time, and I could have stopped her. I think that's still where I'm developing. You know, I think you can kind of see the development from my last few fights. I'm sort of getting there. Maybe the difference will be the little extra time.
You know, you mentioned that you weren't able to get the Lauren Price fight before, and that was a fight that you wanted. That's why you moved up in weight. But you feel confident. You sound confident that you can make that fight now. What was the reason why that fight wasn't able to be made before, and where do you feel that the business is now to make that fight happen?
So we had the fight locked in. It was set for July in Vegas, and I think what happened was the boxer negotiated that deal for Lauren Price without her being involved in it. And when they did tell her the deal we made, which was completely made, money was negotiated, everything, she said, hell no, I'm not doing that. You know, I guess that's her prerogative. But unfortunately, they lost Sky Sports and Top Rank was parting ways from ESPN. So we didn't have the network. We lost, that was the last date we would have had of those two networks on board. So we didn't have the money. The money wasn't there to give us the money that we deserved. So we kind of had to put it on hold, and hopefully now they're settled with their network deal. Hopefully Top Rank will have theirs solidified soon, and we can pull together the money and get what we deserve for that fight.
And last thing I just got to ask you, because I know it's kind of a crazy thing to ask right now because you just moved up in weight. But is this as high as you think you're going to go up in weight?
This is as high as I need to go. You know, I weighed in at 151. Okay, you know, I didn't cut for this fight at all. I don't even cut for 147. So, but you know, I'm just kind of crazy like that. If there was an opportunity at 160 that made sense, and I wouldn't necessarily say no to that. But I think right now I have plenty of options. Like I said, I now have to decide where I want to go and dispute it first. So, you know, it's options, but obviously a blessing to be in this position. So, all good.
Thank you. Congratulations, Jen.
Thank you so much for your time.
I think it's